Namaste, dear ones. Namah Shivaya. Thanks so much for dropping by. So, why Neo-Advaita makes people arrogant, including spiritual teachers? Well, so here's the thing. Vedanta, which, Advaita Vedanta is one interpretation of Vedanta. Vedanta means the end of knowledge, the final knowledge, or the knowledge that takes you beyond all knowledge. There's many ways to translate this fascinating word Vedanta. And Advaita is merely one school, which is actually just one interpretation of Vedanta. So Neo-Advaita is a very modern derivation of Advaita Vedanta. And you may have noticed that there's a lot of Neo-Advaita teachers out there and students who get very arrogant and behave in really bad ways. And the question is why? Well, so Neo-Advaita is an incomplete teaching, first and foremost. So, Advaita Vedanta is a full system of awakening that encompasses Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. It encompasses an understanding of the three gunas, the three states of mind. And it also, I'm going to keep this one short. So those are and also the four aims of life, which are pleasure, material success, service or duty, and finally moksha. So it's a holistic system that meets people exactly where they are. So what's important to understand about Advaita Vedanta, Vedanta in general, and or Advaita Vedanta, is that, a seeker would approach a guru, an actually liberated being, and the guru, either through intuitive spiritual capacity or through conversing with the person, would determine where this person is at on their spiritual journey in terms of what do they want in their life. And this ties into the four aims in life. Is this person chasing pleasure? Is this person chasing success? Is this person want to be of service? Or is this person really devoted to liberation? And then also the quality of the person's mind. How much of the three gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattva. I don't like to use Sanskrit, but the three gunas are a little hard to translate. Roughly, tamas means inertia. Inertia, lethargy, ignorance. Rajas is desire, passion, activeness. Sattva is wisdom and peacefulness. Those are some simple translations. So depending on where the person was then the guru or teacher would offer them practices and that would help them refine their mind and move them along the path to where their mind is less tamastic, has less tamas, is not dominated by raja, is less ignorant, tamas, where rajas is balanced. You need a certain amount of desire, but you need it to be balanced, and to the point to where their mind is primarily sattvic, peaceful. Once that happens, then the person can begin jnana yoga or self-inquiry. It's a process. And some people might show up at a teacher and already be ready for jnana yoga or self-inquiry. And some people, it might take years of preparation. Some people, it may take lifetimes of preparation. It's very individualized. Okay, this has been going on for, Vedanta has been going on for thousands of years. Advaita Vedanta since the 9th century. So This is a tradition that's been literally going on for thousands of years. And then along comes Neo-Advaita, and really in a sense, the founder of Neo-Advaita is Papaji. Sad to say, he's the one who really kick-started it. And part of how he kick-started it is he declared all these people enlightened, and then they thought, oh, I'm enlightened, I can go teach. And of course, Muji being one of them, Andrew Cohen being another one, Gangaji. And we saw the mess that Andrew Cohen made, and we're starting to discover the mess that Muji has made and seems to be making. So along comes Neo-Advaita and just is like, forget all that. Self-inquiry for everybody. And not only that, a lot of Neo-Advaita teachers don't even teach Jnana Yoga. They do what's been called direct pointing, where all they do is just sit around and say, there's nothing to do. You are that. There are no practices. There is no meditation. Don't. So basically, you've got two types of Neo-Advaita teachers out there nowadays. You've got those who are just the talkers, like, I'm going to convince you you are the self. And then the other ones, all you need to do is self-inquiry. Forget everything else. And so this is where the arrogance comes from, is from this belief, oh, I have the ultimate truth. I have the ultimate truth. I have the ultimate technique for those who still believe in technique. The really arrogant Neo-Advaitas, Vedanta people won't even talk about technique. And so they think they have the ultimate truth. They think they have the ultimate pathway, whether it be self-inquiry or whether it be just like beating the person into submission with dogma until the person starts, parroting the dogma. So as you can see, this is just, it's utter arrogance, and it completely doesn't meet the person where they are. Ramana Maharshi, God, where are you, Ramana? We need you. Save us from Neo-Advaita. Some people Ramana would talk about business with, some people he would sit in silence, some people he'd tell them inquire, a few people he allowed them to take sannyasi, renunciation, most people he wouldn't. He encouraged people to practice worship. Some people he encouraged to do worship, some people he encouraged to do mantra. He just met people where they were, and helped them take the next right step. Neo-Advaita, however, is a belief system. And so the goal is to just get people to conform to the belief system with no workable, no dependable method for how to turn the belief into an experience. And then to boot, a lot of these Neo-Advaita teachers, Muji's a classic example, have had some kind of spiritual awakening. And so they emanate what's called Shaktipat, spiritual energy, which actually has a calming effect on people's mind. So these people sit in Muji's presence, and he says all these things, and then he simultaneously, it's not even necessarily conscious, emanating this energy, which has this calming effect on their mind. And then the mind is calm, and they hear these spiritual truths, and they're like, oh my God, this is the truth. Yes. Oh my God, this is an enlightened master. When all we have is someone who's had, in Muji's case, someone who's had some kind of spiritual experience, radiates some kind of spiritual energy, and has basically memorized a very small portion of Vedanta. And you just watch his satsangs, that's all he can do. All he can do is come back to, you are that, who is aware of that. That's pretty much sums up, Muji's satsangs. So that's where the arrogance comes from, what to do. Educate yourself about this beautiful thousands-year-old tradition. I've shown this book before, Upadesha Saram by Ramana Maharshi, the only book Ramana ever wrote. It's not really a book, it's just a collection of verses. But in this book, Ramana starts right with karma yoga. And karma yoga is to reduce tamas guna. You can read the Bhagavad Gita. That's a classic of Vedanta. And another great book is The Essence of Enlightenment by James Schwartz, which, God bless him, he offers it for free on his website. So now the thing where it's tricky about reading Ramana, when we read talks with Ramana Maharshi, or basically what we get is hand-selected quotes. Now the book itself, Talks with Ramana Maharshi, is fantastic because you'll see some people he talks philosophy, some people he stays in silence, some people he advocates bhakti, some people, you can see that he's meeting. But if you just read quotes of Ramana Maharshi, it'll give you a very distorted picture of who Ramana was and what he taught. So another good, interesting book is Day by Day with Ramana, which is stories that devotees tell, which also gives a very different picture. People basically think Ramana just sat around being like, you are that, do self-inquiry, which is absolute nonsense. All right, Team Vedanta, we're waking up, and God bless you, Muji, and other half-awake, partially awake teachers for helping to wake us up. And so it's time for us to grow up and to learn discernment, and to, just because someone says something and just because they radiate positive energy doesn't mean they're God. It doesn't mean that they're fully awake. Namaste. Thanks so much.